Hello everyone! My name is Laurentia Audi A.
My name is Karina Alifia,
And today we're going to
give a review about this book that we read called Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe.
So the summary of the book is about Aristotle or Ari Mendoza. He is a 15-year-old boy who lives in a loving but close family. He has one older brother who was in prison, but nobody told him about the reason. Ari's father is a Vietnam veteran, but he won't talk about his experience in the war. Therefore, Ari feels disconnected from his family and desperately wants to get out from his house. In the summer, Ari met Dante in a swimming community and then they're getting along easily.
There are 6 main characters. The first one is Aristotle Mendoza or Ari. He is a 15-year-old boy who lives in El Paso, Texas with his parents. Ari is the kind of guy who distances himself from the crowd, so he doesn't have that many friends and tends to be alone most of the time. Ari has this obsession of wanting to know who his brother really was because nobody ever told him why his brother go to the jail. And the next one is Dante Quintana. Dante is a handsome, popular, and talented guy who also lives in El Paso with his parents. He befriended Ari when they met at a swimming pool, and they started getting closer after that, and Dante actually started to develop feelings for him. The next one is Mrs. Mendoza. Mrs. Mendoza is Ari's mother, who is a very loving and caring person. She loves Ari very much that she often gets worried for him. She is also really open-minded, which can be seen from one part in this book where she was there for her sister Ophelia when no one was. And although she is very loving, she also has this problem just like the other Mendozas, as in Ari and Ari's father, which is she don't really talk her problems out and she can express her emotions very well. The next ones are Mr. and Mrs. Quintana, who is Dante's parents. So the Quintanas are quite different from the Mendozas, whereas the Mendozas are very distant with each other and doesn't really talk out their problems and doesn't show their affection. The Quintanas are very open with each other and freely shows their affections toward each other, especially their son. Mrs. Quintana is very caring, both to Dante and Ari, and she's also a good friend of Mrs. Mendoza. As for Mr. Quintana, he is a university professor, and he is really open with showing his affection towards his son and expresses. I'm going to talk about the plot of the story. Ari is a 15-year-old boy who lives in El Paso with his parents. He actually has 2 older twin sisters and 1 older brother who is currently in jail. His family is very loving but not very affectionate. They are kind of distant with each other because the Mendozas has this one thing in common. They like to keep their emotions to themselves, and yeah. So on one summer, Ari went to a swimming pool because he actually can't swim, but he likes to go swimming anyway. And there he met the talkative and handsome and popular Dante Quintana, and they started to become friends after that. Ari and Dante are actually quite different from each other. Ari comes from a very close-off and can express their feelings well family, while Dante comes from a very open and very free in showing their affection towards each other. And Ari is a loner while Dante is not. Despite their differences, it doesn't stop them from being good friends, while in fact it makes them get even closer. Ari also has this disappointment in his family because his family has this one secret that they never tell anybody, which is the story of his brother Bernardo Mendoza. After he got into prison, nobody ever talks about him, not even to Ari. Ari really wants to know why his brother got in jail and who his brother really was, but his parents never really talked about him. So Ari got mad at him. Nearing the end of the summer, Dante has to move to Chicago for a year because of his dad's job. So Ari and Dante become separated for a year and they become more busy with their own activities. It was at this time that Ari realizes that Dante has become more open with his sexuality while Ari isn't. He is in denial about his own sexuality and hates the fact that Dante is showing more affections towards him, so he distances himself from Dante. Even after they meet again a year later, they are still friends, but Ari becomes more distant. And one day, Dante got beaten up by a bunch of boys because he was seen kissing a boy. He got beaten up really badly that he got hospitalized. This makes Ari furious. He came up to the boy who beat Dante and punched him in an act of revenge. After this accident, Ari realized that he has feelings for Dante. At this point, his family also started to open up to him, especially about his brother. In the end, Ari and Dante got together, and Ari's family relationship developed into a great one.
For the themes, there are three main points that I would like to say. The first one is coming of age. There must be a lot of things that a child going through this phase. Dante and Aristotle was still a high schooler when they have to face many problems in their lives. Ari has to deal with his family that has secrets he doesn't know. He feels frustrated and wants to get out of the house. Meanwhile, Dante is in pressure because he didn't know how to confess to his family about his sexuality. The second point is about sexuality. Actually, both Ari and Dante are still confused about their sexuality, but Dante is the one who realizes it and accepts it sooner compared to Ari. On the other side, at first Ari was in a denial state about being a gay. He doesn't think that he's a gay because he ever liked a girl in his class. But in the end, Ari also realized that he's been in love with Dante ever since they met. The third point is family dynamics. In the novel, Dante's family is loving and supportive. When Dante doesn't have the courage to come out to his parents, they keep on supporting their son. They didn't judge or even punish Dante for being who he is. On the other side, Ari's family is loving, but they keep a lot of secrets from him and from each other's. It makes Ari feel pressured and frustrated. It also affects the whole family. So for the reviews, I think that this novel is really suitable for teenagers, especially in their coming of age phase. The book perfectly describes the struggles in exploring and knowing ourselves as teenagers who have to be prepared for being an adult. This book also brings up the dynamics in a family. This novel teaches us to maturely deal with the problems and try to open up to another family members. This books also give moral value not only for the children but also for parents, that we have to accept ourselves just the way we are.